Good morning, everyone. It is Mike from PC Classic Cars back with another test drive video. This morning we are in my 1970 Ford Mustang Convertible 302 automatic. Alright, so again we have a 1970 Ford Mustang Convertible. This car mechanically is actually a really original car. It is an F-Code 302 two-barrel, and the vehicle still retains a 302 and it's a period correct motor. All signs point to it being the original motor, but unfortunately I wasn't able to get a VIN off the back of the motor. It's kind of difficult on 302s, but the casting number lines up to be the correct motor for the car, so I believe it to be. It still retains a stock style intake and a two-barrel carburetor on it, backed by a C4 3-speed automatic transmission. That's again what this would have originally had. It shifts up through the gears, down through the gears, in and out of reverse, so no issues with the transmission, no slipping. It feels really good out on the open road. You are also optioned with power steering and then power front disc brakes. And if you're going to imagine a stock style 70 Mustang on how it drives, this is going to fall into that category. And as you can see, I'm letting off the steering wheel here and it goes really nice and straight. We're cruising at about 65, almost 70 miles an hour without a problem at all. On your exhaust, you retain a stock style set of manifolds. The exhaust is newer. It's a dual exhaust system with an aftermarket style muffler. It is not a Flowmaster branded muffler. It's kind of a knockoff style Flowmaster, but it sounds exactly like a Flowmaster. And then you have your full tailpipes. It's not terribly loud going down the road as far as the exhaust goes, but like any convertible, you are going to get a little bit of wind noise, but it's still quiet enough in here. You can obviously hear me talking, or if I had some people in the car, I could easily have a conversation with them. But most of the time, you're probably going to be cruising this thing with the top down and the windows rolled down anyway, so not a huge deal. On your interior, you have a stock style Mustang interior. This car was originally coated as a black interior. Now it is black dash with white seat covers and door panels. So at some point, the seat covers and the door panels were changed to white. Everything is really clean. If you've watched my virtual description, you'll see, or you'll hear me talk about the driver's seat foam being broken down, and it is minimal. Like when you get in the car, if I didn't mention it to you, you really wouldn't notice. You just have, it's not brand new foam, and you don't sit up super proper. You sit down in the seat just a little bit, and that's actually my preferred. Like it's a little bit more comfortable than sitting like high up over the dash. Like it is a really good, comfortable seat feel to it. The console's nice, your gauges are all factory and working, and then your dash looks good with no issues. The visors, the inside of the top looks good, and then the rear interior panels along with the back seat also look very nice. You have a couple little hairline cracks around the steering wheel. This car came from the West Coast, so you get a little bit of sun cracking on the hard plastics, but the only thing I can really note is the steering wheel. There's a little crack right at 12 o'clock, and there's a little crack right at the bottom. Again, nothing structural, just kind of the steering wheel just separating a little bit. And then you do have an aftermarket retro style stereo with a couple little connections. You have a USB and then an auxiliary, and then you have speakers in the doors. And obviously it's a convertible, so there's no speakers in the back. The items that I have listed as a no on this, the heater core is there and the blower works, but it's not getting hot. My guess is the heater core is probably stopped up. And then the reverse lights do not come on, and then the washer sprayers don't do anything. And we'll get on it here in a little bit so you guys can hear a little heavier acceleration. Downshift's nice. Nice positive shift into high gear. And again, you can let off the steering wheel and it goes right where you want it to go. On the underneath, extremely clean. The only metalwork I found is on the rear inner drop downs on the inside of the quarter panels. They replaced those drop downs. They did a really nice job. The floors, the frame rails, everything is great on the bottom. This is a West Coast car, at least where we bought it from, and apparently it's been out there for a while, and the underneath shows that. So no real issues on the bottom, just a good solid car. And then your exterior is a factory coated T, which is red exterior. This was a black top, it is now a white top. The paint quality is nice. There's some smaller little stone chips that have been touched up, miscellaneous little dings in the trim, just minimal stuff. This has the Mach 1 style hood scoop with the turn signals in it, but there's no wiring to that. So if you wanted to get that wired up, you'd have to wire it into the turn signal assembly. It's just simply a Mach 1 style scoop with the Mach 1 stripe, and then you have the rear wing and then the front chin spoiler. Gives it that Mach 1, again, styling, and it looks great. You have the 14-inch polished wheels, good tires. So cosmetically, it's in great shape. There's a small little like notch in the rear part of the convertible top there on the piping. And then the top, it is a white top, so it's got a little bit of discoloration, probably the same time they did the interiors when they did the top. So it's, if I had to guess, 10, 15 years old. So it was white when it first came out of the box, and then the next day it had a little bit of discoloration, especially when you go up and down. But again, the top is in nice shape. Stops really well. Right. All of your glass is in good shape. Windshield's easy to see out of. Back glass looks great. The windows all roll up and down like they should with no major issues. That passenger rear window needs a little bit of assistance going all the way up and all the way down, but it will make it with a little bit of help. Probably the regulator on the inside needs to be gone through at some point, but it will go up and it will go down. No major scarring on the side glass. And all of your suspension looks like it's recently been redone. The rear leaf springs are basically brand new. The shocks look good. And a lot of the front end components, and again, the steering and suspension components, look relatively new. I'm not the one that did that. It looks like probably the previous customer did it recently. And as you can see, this car drives just fantastic. It's a lot of fun to drive. The power top works. And if you've never owned one of these and you buy one and you don't know where the power top switch is, they're kind of hidden, and if you don't look for it, you won't see it. It's right above the radio. There's a little switch right here. You pull the release here, you pull the release over there, and then you pull the thing, or pull the switch, and then the top goes up, and then it goes down. Has a good muscle car sound to it. The turn signal switch works, but the little chrome piece here on the end is starting to flake. The little chrome is flaking off a little bit. Just really nitpicking at this point. We have a good Marty report for it. Clean title. VIN is where it's supposed to be, so no issues with any of the paperwork. You have manual windows, manual locks. I will say the radio knob, I just noticed that the little radio knob, it spins, but the actual little radio dial here is missing on this side, so you'd have to order one for that. But overall, it's a great car. You have nice floor mats, good carpet. It's a really fun Mustang to drive, really easy car to drive and ironed out mechanically. The only thing I would really want to do is add vintage AC setup to it, because if you are going to drive it in the summer, even though the top's down, it's nice to have cold AC blowing on you. They make a direct kit, vintage AC does, for these 69, 70 Mustangs, and it's well worth the investment on any old car just to add AC to them. Other than that, it's a really fun and easy car to drive. But I think the red with the black accents and then the white top and the white interior is actually a really cool combo. You see a lot of red ones with the black top and the black interior, how this would have come. But the white is a nice change of pace and it looks good. And we're reading 59,282 miles. I don't know if that's original miles or not. There's no way for me to know. With the originality of how clean the car is, it very well could be a 59,000 mile car. It could be a 159,000 mile car that someone's gone through at some point. Just again, no way to know. Doors open and close, great if I didn't mention that. And as always, I appreciate y'all stopping in to watch another one of my test drive videos. Make sure you check out my virtual description along with the additional informations tab on my website. Both are going to be posted at pcclassiccars.com. If y'all ever need anything or want to see something else, don't hesitate to reach out, and we will see you guys on the next video. Thanks again for watching.